Good morning, and welcome to our Godly Play session for this, the second Sunday of Lent. This is the greatest parable. Do you want to know a bit more about it? This is a strange box. It's kind of like a sacred story. It stands up straight like our sacred stories do, stories from the Bible. But it's not exactly a sacred story. It kind of looks like a parable. It's a gold box, like a parable. It has a lid, like a parable. But it's not exactly a parable. It's shaped like a triangle, not a square like our other parable boxes. And look at this cross. It's purple. It's like the time for getting ready for the mystery of Easter. So it's kind of like a liturgical story, but it's not on our Lent and Easter shelf. This sits on the New Testament shelf. This really is a curious box, maybe the most curious in the room. But see, let's look at that cross a bit more closely. You see the four little crosses? Those four little crosses are for the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And this box, this story, comes from those Gospels. And this story, well, this story needs a prologue. A prologue is a piece of the story that comes before the story, but it's about the story, like the prologue in the Gospel of John. And prologues sometimes play tricks with words. This is a story about the Word and words. See, that's the first trick. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. The Word from which the words of the Gospel are about. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. But can you see my words? No, of course not, but they are there. God made everything that was, but creation had forgotten all about God. They could not hear God. And so God, the Word, became flesh. God became a human person. And that is what this story is about. Do you see the Mother Mary? And this is the angel Gabriel, all covered in light. Gabriel is talking to Mary. But actually, God is talking to Mary. Because angels are messengers from God. That's what angel means, messenger. And this is the Annunciation. Gabriel is announcing that Mary has chosen to become the mother of God. And God overshadowed Mary. And God was inside of Mary. And in time, the baby was born. Now the baby grew up and became the man called Jesus. One time, Jesus took 3 of his friends up a mountain. You see how there are 3 people looking at 3 people? These people, all covered in light, are Moses and Elijah and Jesus. Now Moses and Elijah lived hundreds of years before Jesus. And the 3 that are watching are Peter and James and his brother John. Now Jesus, see all the light? Jesus was transfigured. That means you could still see his figure, but he was covered in light. He was transfigured. And then a cloud overshadowed them. And a voice came from the cloud that said, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." While Jesus' friends were so afraid that they fell to the ground. But Jesus came and said to them, "Get up, don't be afraid." And when they looked, they could only see Jesus. Moses and Elijah were gone. And then they went down the mountain, and they turned towards Jerusalem for the last time. Now Jesus and his friends came to Jerusalem. And on Good Friday, Jesus died for us on a cross. When they took him down from the cross, they placed him in a hard rock tomb. And they rolled the stone across the opening to the tomb. It's as if Jesus was locked in. On Saturday, the darkness of the tomb overshadowed Jesus. On Sunday morning, the first Easter, the women came to the tomb, and Jesus was gone. And yet, he was still with them, as he is with us today. Annunciation, transfiguration, resurrection. God came close to Mary. God came close to those on the mountain. And God came close to the people who first followed Jesus and comes close to us today. This is Annunciation, Transfiguration, Resurrection. There's a lot more to this story, and we have 4 more weeks to tell the story. Have a blessed second Sunday of Lent.